Utah Jazz Jusuf Nurkic agreed to two-year contract. What it means. The Utah Jazz have agreed to a new two-year deal for their veteran big man. Here's what you need to know. The Utah Jazz have made their first big signing of this offseason, and it turns out it's a new deal to bring back one of their own veterans. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, the Jazz have agreed to a new two-year deal worth $22 million to bring back big man Jusuf Nurkic. Free agent center Jusuf Nurkic intends to sign a two-year, $22 million contract to return to the Utah Jazz, sources tell ESPN. Nurkic thrived in coach Will Hardy's system and was excited about the Jazz' new-look roster. Utah officials worked through the deal with Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul on Monday. It's a notable development surfacing right before the bulk of this year's free agency movement kicks off, effectively bringing back one of the Jazz's bright spots from this past season, signing him on until the 2028 offseason. Let's break down what it all means for the Jazz ahead of next season and how it may affect Utah's offseason moving forward. Jusuf Nurkic gives Jazz a familiar face at center. Nurkic was initially brought onto the Jazz roster via trade with the Charlotte Hornets this time last offseason in exchange for Colin Sexton and a second-round pick. It was a move that was first met with some questions about why Utah would give up a beloved veteran like Sexton, along with future draft capital, to bring him in. But in a short amount of time, Nurkic would prove the Jazz right in adding him into the fold. Nurkic would be shifted into the Jazz's starting center role after Walker Kessler went down with a season-ending shoulder injury just 5 games into the year, and made his impact felt in a variety of ways. He only played 41 games due to his season being cut short with a nose injury, but before then, he would average 10.9 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 4.8 assists, while shooting 50.3% from the field and 35.2% from three. Nurkic also had a memorable stretch during mid-January when he posted 3 straight triple-doubles, making him the 4th center in NBA history to accomplish such a feat. He's now also tied for 3rd on the Jazz all-time leaderboard for career triple-doubles. As a stout rebounder, screener, playmaker, and nice veteran voice to have in the locker room, it was clear that whenever the Jazz decided to turn around and try to put wins on the board, Nurkic could be a valuable contributor in the front court to make that happen. His future heading into this offseason was a bit murky, considering he was entering unrestricted free agency, likely with external interest because of the strong year of production he just had. But the Jazz clearly did what it took to bring him back, meaning they now have a reliable backup 5 to lean on for the next 2 years. Where the Jazz go from here? For those wondering whether or not re-signing Nurkic matters much for Walker Kessler's pending free agent situation, it doesn't. The Jazz, with or without Nurkic in the picture, were and are still likely to bring back their young defensive anchor on a new deal, despite him being set to hit restricted free agency. What Nurkic's new deal does do, though, is give the Jazz some nice security in the event his situation does continue to go sideways. Or, if not, allows Utah to have a strong backup presence at the 5, who's proven to work well in Will Hardy's offensive system and can play 15 to 20 minutes a game as a part of the second unit. Without Nurkic, the Jazz would have been forced to turn to a plan B for that backup center role. Now, they don't have to worry about such an outcome, and can focus their energy on bringing back Kessler onto his next contract, while also using their non-taxpayer mid-level exception elsewhere on the roster moving into free agency.